Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a preview of For Drawing Dead. This is currently on GameFound. Actually, it's about to end its campaign in a few days. I only got the prototype recently. And as always, we accept no money or compensation from publishers. We just want to help you make an informed decision and show the game off. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So Drawing Dead is one of a line of recent solo and co-op kind of poker adjacent games, which I love. A really cool thing just to kind of explore in the solo co-op space. You're going to have a character who I think is like in the afterlife and they're trying to escape or come back to life. You know what? They did have a little story at the beginning of the rulebook and I forgot to read it carefully. But you are going to pick one of 4 characters, at least in the prototype they sent me. Each character has their own unique set of 4 action cards, as well as, these are supposed to be double-sided, like that, as well as 2 upgrade cards for them to level up as they go. And your character has a life value as well as a power, so Trench has the Peacemaker power. When they're at low life, they'll get free diamond tokens to change the suits of their cards. And when you die the first time, you're not actually dead, you just flip to your infernal side, get a new power, get a new set of life, and if you die a second time, you lose. This can, by the way, be played 2-player. You basically just alternate taking turns, so it's not too involved with a 2-player mode. And if either of the players dies in the 2-player mode, then you lose. Like, dies completely, dies twice. But what you're actually trying to do to win is you need to get through 3 gates. Each time you add cards to a gate to fulfill its little requirements down here at the bottom, you're going to flip it over and fight a boss on the other side of the gate. And if you can defeat the boss on your 3rd gate, then you win. But you'll also be battling random minions based on the gate's minion value. This one is 1. So I flip 1 face up. Right now I'm fighting the gatekeeper. And they'll be damaging you. Once you flip the boss, they'll be damaging you. Again, if you get killed twice, you lose. But the core mechanics of the game, we'll just go ahead and call this the first turn, and I'll use these cards in a second, is you're going to flip 6 cards into what's called the river, although not quite like Texas Hold'em. And then you're going to activate the enemies and see if the cards in the river match either their strong or weak attack, and they're going to do stuff based on that. Then you get to draw 3 cards, and of those 3 cards, 1 is going to be added to the line to bring your options of 7 cards. 1 is going to be used for its action in the middle of the cards, giving you a variety of abilities. And 1 is going to be added to the gate, or if you don't need to do that, there's another area you can add it to that lets you kind of mitigate your luck later to try to reach the requirements for the gate and flip the boss and get going with that. And after you assign your 3 cards and use their powers and things, you're going to pick one of your actions to activate. I mean, if you can activate any of them. And that'll let you deal damage or heal yourself or recycle, because whichever cards you don't use in activating whatever hand you activate go into what's called the lost pile, which are just kind of out of the game, although you can bring them back with the recycle keyword. So the deck is going to be getting smaller and smaller, and if you ever don't have enough cards to completely fill the river or fill your hand, then you also lose, representing your soul being kind of shredded apart in the afterlife or hell or whatever we are, if Mike had read the story better. So let's get into it. So we're going to activate the gatekeeper first. And she says if you have 5 radiant cards, she will make all enemies heal 2 hit points. Oh, sorry, I should look at her passive first. When this minion enters play, discard a card from a gate. Well, that would have been nasty if I had any cards on the gate. We got lucky here. Nothing happened. But you are trying to build up cards on the gate to fulfill its requirement and flip it to its boss side. This shows it's a level 1 gate. I'm doing a level 1, 2, and 3, which is normal difficulty, but I could have more level 2s and level 3s, tougher gates with tougher bosses to increase difficulty. So the number of the gates, the level of the gates, is your main difficulty modifier. And I have 1 minion, and it says River Passage, the Ferryman. I need to have 1 Infernal card, a club or spade, and 1 Radiant card, a diamond or heart, to be able to pass this gate and flip to the boss side. So yeah, she would have discarded one of those, nothing happening. Now if I had 5 Radiant cards, all enemies would heal 2 hit points while nobody's hurt, so that wouldn't really matter. But I do not. You'll see that I have 5 clubs and spades and only 1 heart. So then her none, her minor attack, is always going to happen in this case, but sometimes it will have a requirement as well, and if it's not fulfilled at all, they just won't do anything. It says deal 1 damage to the active character, and plus 1 damage to that character's infernal if I'd flipped to my other side. which luckily I have not. So I just take 1 damage out of my 13. And again, just to show it because it doesn't really fit in the camera view I'm doing, Trench's ability is Peacemaker. At the start of my character phase, if I have 6 or fewer hit points, I gain a diamond token. And you'll see some of my actions also benefit from me being hurt. All right, so that's it for the enemy phase. If I had had multiple enemies, like 2 minions or the boss was out, I would resolve their attacks in whatever order I like. But for now, I'm good. So I'm going to draw my 3 cards and decide what I want to do. Well, let's first look at Trench's actions. So his straight focused action is Reckless Abandon. And the numbers here are how many cards you have in a row. Because a straight is like 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, basic poker stuff. So if I have 3 cards in a row, I do 3 damage. If I have 4 cards in a row, I do 4 damage. If I have 5 cards in a row, an actual full straight, I do 4 damage to 2 different targets if possible. And then cards will have a power at the bottom. This one says I take 1 damage unless this ability defeats an enemy. So not necessarily one I want to be using this turn since I couldn't possibly do 6 damage to the Gatekeeper. Next, my 2 and 3 of a kind focus card is Frightening Visage. If I have a pair, I do 2 damage but take 1 damage. If I do have 2 pair, I do 3 damage and take 1 damage. If I have 3 of a kind, I just deal 3 damage. And I deal plus 1 damage to the enemy per face card used to activate this ability. That's pretty cool. Next, I have a flush for 3 cards of the same suit. I heal 1 and recycle 1. Recycle 1 means taking cards from that lost pile and putting them into the discard. So they'll come back into the deck and you slow down that auto loss condition. 4 flush heals 2, recycles 2. 5 flush heals 3, recycles 3. And then I repeat this ability once if Trench has less than half hit points. I'm gonna just make a judgment call here and assume that that's before the healing. If he has half hit points, not after the healing. Although I could be totally wrong on that, but we'll just see how it goes. This game is still in prototype. They're still updating the card. The version I have is not the most updated version. Okay, last, I got an awesome hand card is Sheriff's Retribution. If I get a full house, I deal 2 damage. If I get 4 of a kind, I deal 5 damage to every enemy. Wow. And then I deal plus 1 damage for each damage on me. So yeah, that would hurt. So I've got an ace, 2, and a 6. And then I've got 3 spades, 2 clubs. So I could pretty easily do the second wind. I could even add a 4th spade to heal 2, although I'm only damaged 1, and recycle 2, which actually will make a difference because you get rid of the cards you didn't use. You send them to the lost pile before you resolve the ability. So even though it seems like I have nothing to recycle, I could use that to recycle twice. But I also have the actions, let's not forget. So recycle 3 wouldn't do anything right now. But the tamper 2 keyword means that I can draw 2 extra cards and slot them in as desired, discarding cards that are already in the river. So I could kind of change my options for my hand that way. And then I also have this, bank 1 card discarded this way. Banking is that alternative that I mentioned to putting a card on the gate. When you bank a card, it goes to a little side area. I'll probably just put it on my character, or actually, I don't know where to put it. Leave myself a bunch of room. But you can have up to 3 cards in your banked area. If you get a 4th, you have to discard one of them. And how they work is at any time, you can discard a card from your hand and add a banked card to your hand. So it's not going to your river, but it's going straight to your hand when you're deciding how to mitigate things. All right, so the flush is not appealing to me much. So I'm going to go ahead and use my action. You can do this in any order, by the way, adding a card to the river, adding a card to the gate or your bank area, and using the action. You can do those in whatever order you want, but you have to do each one once, so I can't use 2 actions. I can't add 2 cards to the river. So I'm going to discard the ace to tamper 2 and then bank 1 card discarded this way. So I draw 2 new cards. Oh, and I got a pair of queens. That's interesting. Ooh, this would actually be pretty good, wouldn't it? Frightening Visage, I would deal 2 damage plus 1 per face card used to activate this ability for the pair. I would still take 1 damage, but I'd deal 4 out of 6 to the Gatekeeper. It seems reasonably good. And then I'm also going to bank a card that I discard right now. And I think I'm about to, I guess I could add either one of these to the gate. So I just want to make sure I bank the other color. So if I add the Radiant card, then I want to bank the club or spade so that I have no chance of not having the card I need to finish off the gate next turn. Because if I do a Radiant card this turn, and then let's say I draw all Radiant cards next turn, I can use the banked card, sub it in for one of the cards in my hand, and get the Infernal, the spade or club. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, so let's go ahead and, I don't know, discard these 2 and get my queens in there. And it doesn't matter a ton, but I'll go ahead and bank this 10 and discard the 3. And then I will put on the gate, since I have a Radiant card, I'll put an Infernal card on the gate. I'll add this 6 to the river for no effect. And now I'm going to activate my ability. I'm going to activate the Frightening Visage ability. So you put this little penance token on whichever ability you activate, and if you move it every round to a new ability, then you're fine. But if you activate the same ability again, then you have to shred 2. That means trash 2 cards from your deck, so you're getting closer to auto-losing, and take 1 damage. So they want you to try to switch up your action each turn if possible. So I'm activating the 2 queens, which sadly means all 5 of these cards are lost. We'll want to recycle them back later if we can. And then I'm doing a pair with 2 face cards, so I take 1 damage, but the Gatekeeper takes 4 out of 6. Now, why do we want to kill enemies? It's actually not as effective as you might think, because whenever you defeat an enemy at the end of the round, you're going to add a new enemy until you're back to your location's or your gate's current limit anyway. But you do get a reward whenever you defeat an enemy, and also you draw the top card of the deck and get to either put it on the gate or into the bank immediately. Which won't be as good here because I'm probably going to have the gate flipped already anyway, but can be pretty amazing later to fast track your gate completion. All right, the 2 cards that I actually activated for my Frightening Visage, those get discarded, so they're still in the deck. You just reshuffle whenever you go through. And we check, is there still 1 minion in play? Yes, there is, so nothing else is going to happen. And we go into another round. All right, I see a straight 3, 4, 5 there. That's a good start. Now, are there 5 plus Radiant cards? No. So I'm taking 1 damage, and I'm not Infernal, so it's just 1. So I'm at 10 life out of 13. My power is definitely not active yet. Okay, and I'm drawing 3 cards, and I got a Radiant to complete the gate, so I can keep my 10 in the bank for a little while. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a complete straight. What does the straight get me again? Oh, a crazy powerful attack that won't necessarily matter much, because I don't need that much attack. I don't have a good option for a flush. I don't think I can do a full house, and sure. So let's go ahead and play that into the river. Let's go ahead and recycle 3. That definitely seems like the way to go here. So when you recycle, you randomize the cards in the lost pile, and then you take that many of them and just add them to the discard pile to be shuffled back in later. Okay, and then I'll add this to the gate. I now have 1 Radiant card and 1 Infernal card, but we don't check that until the cleanup phase at the end of the round. Then we'll flip it and start dealing with the boss. And yeah, obviously, I'm going to do a straight. That is Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get to deal 4 damage to 2 different targets. And if I don't defeat an enemy with this ability, then I would take 1 damage, but I'm going to. Now, I did not use the 8 or the Jack. Those get trashed. All right, so I'm blasting the Gatekeeper, though. So at the end of the phase, in this case, the player phase, I'm going to get the reward. So each character heals 1 hit point, and I get to recycle 2 Radiant cards of my choice. Oh, I only have 1. Well, that sucked. Okay, then we go into the cleanup phase. Because I defeated a minion, I get to flip 1 card, and I can either add it to the gate or to my banked area. Clearly, banked area makes the most sense here. And then we are checking. Yes, the gate is ready, so we flip him over, and we've got the Ferryman. So they got 6 life. They deal +1 damage with abilities for each minion in play. If they have 2 pair, they're going to deal 1 damage to each character. That matters in co-op, because most enemies only deal damage to the active character, but some like this can hurt multiple people. Oh god, and they put the top card of the minion deck into play, because you can go above the the normal limit for your location, which by the way remains 1, even though it's not printed on here. I did recommend they add this value to the boss side too, but because the gate had a 1 minion value, this one also does. And then if they don't get anything, they deal 1 damage to the active character, and minion activated abilities deal +1 damage this turn. Now what's weird with that last point is, oh by the way, I will level up and get some stuff when I defeat them. But what's weird about that last point is the rulebook makes a point that you can activate the enemies in whatever order you want. So if that's the case, why would I ever activate him first and make the minions deal +1 damage? So, well, that's another one I'll have to check on. And my new enemy, because I am still at a 1 minion limit, is a cherub. So he likes Radiant cards, hearts, or diamonds. Oh, geez, he just trashes my cards if there are too many hearts in the river, so hopefully not. All right, so now we just got to defeat that Ferryman so we can go on to the next gate. Not seeing a lot of hearts, so suck it, cherub. You're not getting anything. Yeah, in fact, the cherub will not activate at all. He needed 1 heart and 1 diamond for his basic ability. And do we have 2 pair? I see 2 aces, but nothing else. Oh, sorry, this should have moved to... No, this is where I was, yeah. So the Ferryman is going to do their basic thing, 1 damage to the active character, and minions deal +1 damage. Oh, but that's right. He deals +1 damage to his abilities for each minion in play. So actually, I took 2 damage from him. He's only got 6 life, though. We got to take this dude down quickly. All right, so what do we got? King, 2, and 10. And then looking, I got a pair of aces. I've got an 8 that I can pull in to make 2 pair. Do I have anything? Gosh darn it. I was going to say, Do I have anything that would let me, like this 7, add or subtract to card value? Because if I had that, if I had a +1 card value, I could change that 7 into an 8. You just have these little tokens to do that. And then I would have a full house and be able to do 5 + 4, 9 damage to both of them. That would kill him. But crud, I didn't get it. So I guess the best I could do would be tamper 4 with the 10 of spades. Give myself a chance to just draw an ace or an 8 legitimately instead of changing it. Or I guess I could, like, theoretically get more 7s or get more queens. I mean, the 2 pair is fine. What would I do with that? Deal +1 damage per face card used to activate this ability. I'm assuming they're not counting aces as face cards. No, that's not really that great. Okay. So even though the king is like one of the best action cards to use because it lets you do mitigation and gives you recycling, I don't really want to do. I guess I could get a 5 flush this turn, but no, I'm not. I'm trying to kill the guy. So yeah, I'll play this as my action to tamper 4. Okay, come on. 4, 3, Jack 9. That doesn't sound like anything that I wanted. Oh, a 3 would just get me a different 2 pair. Yeah. So sure, let's get rid of the queen and put the 3 in there. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? And the rest of these, I guess I'll discard. Yeah, because then I guess I don't have to use the 8 for my banked area, so that's something at least. Let's add the 2 in here. I mean, I could do a straight again, but not a very good one. And then I'll bank the king, because that is a nice ability. And then, yes, I will say I'm activating Frightening Visage again. I am doing pairs of aces and 3s, so these ones get lost. So I'm doing 3 damage, +1 per face card, which is none. This is terrible. And yeah, I'm certainly going to try to kill the ferryman because he's the nastiest one. But then I take 1 damage, so I'm at 5 out of 13. Great. All right, but I might, if I can get a decent straight next turn or a full house, I should be able to kill that guy. I'm definitely seeing more hearts this time, so I assume the cherub's going to do something. Do we have 2 pair? No, but we do have a Jack, Queen, King straight and a 9. Oh, I could swap in the 10 to get a big straight. Yes, and hit them both. I'm liking this already. But yes, so we don't have 2 pair. Again, I'm going to activate the cherub first. It's just dumb, but I don't know. I'm clearly missing something here, and maybe the ferryman's ability is active immediately, but that's not what the rules said at the moment. So yes, we don't have 3 hearts for automatic shredding 3 to the lost pile. We don't have 4 hearts or... Oh, crud, we do have 4 hearts or 4 diamonds. Oh, no. Oh, 4 of 1 type. No, we've got 2 hearts and 3 diamonds, so barely dodge that. So he shreds the top card of the deck, and if it's a diamond or heart, it was, I take 2 damage. Oh, I'm about to be very close to dead. This is not good. And then this guy's hitting me for 2 more because of his +1 damage from minions. Wow. Wow, I need to use that second win, but I really want to defeat the boss and the cherub. So yes, let's draw my 3 cards. Come on, give me something that like recycles or heals. Okay, that recycles 3, but that heals 1. I think I want that more. Loot, by the way, means you draw that many cards from the deck, and then you add them to your hand and then discard the same number of cards. So you end up with the same number of cards in hand. Just gives you more options for like adding to stuff. Now I could, by the way, get a great flush. And it would get doubled, so I would heal. I mean, I could... oh, no, I don't have another diamond to pull from there. But yeah, so I can get a 4 flush. It would heal me 4 and recycle 4. But no, I got to do this straight and kill him. Okay, so I'm going to take from the... the bank area and get rid of, I don't know, this 4. And then I'll add that to the play area to get a better straight. And then should I heal 1 or recycle 3? Should I heal 1 or recycle 3? Oh, I could also change a suit to any suit, so I really could have gotten like a super flush there for healing. I'm more worried about the damage right now. I'm going to heal myself 1 from that, or I could have dealt a damage to an enemy. Oh, and I almost forgot my power because I started my character phase with 6 or fewer hit points. I get a diamond token, which as you can imagine can be played at any time to change the suit of a card to a diamond, and it just sticks around until you use it. Okay, and this is going into the banked area. So, ooh, I got... a lot of kings, that's cool. And then obviously I'm doing 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, so y'all go away. So I'm doing 4 damage at 2 different targets, and I take 1 damage if I don't defeat an enemy, but clearly I do, because the ferryman is dead, and the cherub doesn't know it yet, but he's about to be dead, because otherwise minions do stick around for the next boss, taking up 1 of the spots on the gate. So defeating the ferryman, I get to level up and then deal 2 damage to a minion. So leveling up gives me 2 options for my 1 and 2 cards. In this case, my straight and pair ones. I'll have to zoom out a little bit more. So my options are, I could make Reckless Abandon, my one with straights. say that for each diamond I use in the straight, I recycle one. Remember, if I'm staying on my front side, I can get a lot more diamonds. Or I can make my pair one, Frightening Visage, deal +1 damage for each infernal set. So each of the pairs or 3 of a kind that's infernal deals +1 damage. It's pretty good. My other option is this: if the straight is infernal, I deal +2 damage. Like the entire straight? That's kind of an all or nothing thing, isn't it? I don't have as many ways to turn things to be infernal as diamonds. If at least one radiant set is formed out of the pairs and 3 of a kind, each character may search for the lost pile for any face card and bank it. Yeah, I'm going to go for the more consistent, if maybe slightly weaker one and get this upgrade. Yeah, zooming out slightly so you can see it better. But yeah, so this slots underneath the 2 to show that it's upgrading both of those. All right, then I can deal 2 damage to a minion, so boom, you're dead, and I get a heart token for their reward. So immediately get to pick up a card, and I can bank it. I don't want to. So we'll have a new gate and a new boss in just a moment. And this gate still only has 1 minion, yay. And I need 1 diamond and 1 spade to advance, which I definitely got the spade in my banked area, so we just got to find that diamond somewhere. And we get our new minion. It is a quick draw guy. So when this minion enters play, it deals 1 damage to each character. We'll take that in a second. Then if he gets a pair, he's going to deal 2 damage to me and 1 to every other character, but it doesn't matter. And if he gets an infernal pair, he's going to deal 2 damage to everyone, and then put this minion into the minion deck second from the top. So he just shoots me and runs away, healing all his damage. And I get a diamond token for killing him. Huh. Well, he sounds annoying, doesn't he? All right, so we still have enough cards before shuffling to actually deal out the river. And I see a pair, but it's not an infernal pair, so he's going to shoot me. Oh, right, so I took 1 damage from his passive, and then he's dealing 2 more damage. Yep, so I'm at 11 out of 13. Ouch. All right, now I do have to shuffle my discard, which is still pretty big. Like, that's how many cards are in the lost area. Oh, nice. I got some diamonds. I was looking for that to make the stifle. Oh, speaking of diamonds, at the start of the character phase, since I'm hurt a lot, I get another diamond. But yes, I want to put a diamond over there because I know I can get a spade from the kings. What do I want to do, though? So I can loot to get more options in my hand. I don't really care about that. I could change a card's value, but I really want to do that flush, right, until I've healed myself enough. Although it is not a great turn for that. You know, diamonds is what I really want to go for. Although I could use the heart to get 3 hearts here, and then swap this king into my hand from my bank to get a 4th heart. I think that's the best I'm going to do. And I just won't even try to kill the quick draw guy, although he's doing so much damage. He is a nastier one than most. All right, so sure. I will put, I don't know, the jack on the gate. I will discard the... Well, hold on. If I'm going to loot, then I guess I should actually loot, right? So yeah, hold on. I will use the 8 to loot 4. So again, I'm drawing 4 cards, and then I'm discarding until I only have 2 cards left. So I want more hearts, right? So I can add 1 to the thing and make my flush better. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, I just don't have to use my king then, so sure. Okay. So that was my action already, and then I'll add, I don't know, the 6 of hearts to the river, and this jack of diamonds to the gate. And then again, I have a guaranteed spade for next turn. And I will go ahead and change this 10 into a heart, sure. I mean, I can do flush 4. So these 2 get trashed. Then I'm healing 2 and recycling 2, and then because I'm at less than half hit points and don't have to worry about whether I'm interpreting the rule correctly because I'm so hurt, I'll get to do it again. So I'm recycling 4 cards total and healing 4 damage, although the quick draw guy's going to shoot me in the face again in a second. All right, I'm going to unlock the gate again in a moment. All right, give me diamonds. Oh, that's right. I don't want to do the flush again because then I would take damage. All right, so does he have a pair? He does have a pair. It's not an infernal pair, so he's just doing 2 damage to me. Then I'm getting a free diamond token. And do I get a spade or do I have to use my king? Oh, I got spades. I got spades. Now, what do I want to do this turn to hit him? If I can get a pair of face cards and get 2 pair, I can straight up kill him, although I would take 1 damage. That part's not great. Or if I can get 3 of a kind, I can kill him without getting hurt. What pair do we have? 9? Oh, I have a 9. Okay. So, but that wouldn't be using a face card to activate it. Oh, it would be +1 for each infernal set, which I guess it wouldn't be because it's a club and a spade, but also a diamond. Darn it, and I don't have anything to change that. Oh, the 9 would change the card to any suit. Oh, I could bring the king into my hand. Yes. Okay, I think I think this will work. So I'm going to add the 9 here. Just so I don't forget, I'm going to add the 10 over there. Sorry, that'll unlock the gate in a second. Then I'm going to discard the 4 to bring the... I guess they're all the same, so I'll bring the King of Spades into my hand. I'm going to use its actions. I'm going to recycle 3. That's great. And change a suit to any suit. And I'll make this 9 into another 9 of spades. And then I'm doing Frightening Visit. So it's 3 of a kind, 3 9s. Which gets me 3 damage. I'm not using any face cards, but Frightening Visit says if it's an Infernal set, which it is, it's all clubs or spades, I deal +1 damage. So I'm one-shotting the Quick Draw guy, which means I gain 1 diamond token. And then during cleanup, I'm getting a free card to the gate or over here, which clearly I'll take into my bank. I have to add a new minion, which is a ghoul. When this minion enters play, put the top card of the minion deck into play. No! Okay, that's annoying. It's a Wrangler. When this minion enters play, discard the top card of the minion deck. That's fine. Oh, I guess because of the reward. So if this was the very first person that says choose a minion, the discard, gain its reward. So discarding a minion ensures that even if it's the first enemy, it'll still activate correctly. Oh, and sorry, I didn't trash the many cards that I didn't use. And our second boss is Aralim, Radiant Ranger. And our second boss is Aralim, Radiant Ranger. 8 life this time. The level 2s are much tougher, and then the level 3s usually have 10 life. So characters take 1 damage if they use a club or spade in their ability. Well, hey, my diamonds can help with that. And then they get to do a lot of nasty stuff if we get diamonds. Wow, I recycle 6 if I defeat them, though. But yeah, I'm in a bad way right now. It'd be awesome if I could get a full house or 4 of a kind. Not that I'm expecting that to happen. All right, well, here we go. This could be the death of me. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, that full house or 4 of a kind is looking unlikely. Sad, sad. But in terms of the enemy activation, there is not a straight for the ghoul, but there's a pair, so it's 2 damage to me. I think I'm going to be dead. It'd be very surprising if I was not. Okay, then Radiant or Infernal pair, yes. So reveal the top card of the minion deck, activate its strong ability, then discard it. No, Wrangler. Okay, the Tycoon is dealing 1 damage to the active character, plus 1 damage for each damage of this minion. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. Although, again, I'm at 1 life now, so I don't think it's going to matter. So I assume Aralim will rock me. They do have 2 diamonds. Deal 2 damage to the active character and shred every card in the bank. What? Oh, man. All right, so when do I flip to my new side? Oh, it's at the end of the current phase. All right, so I keep all my diamond tokens, but I am now the hothead. So I still have 13 life to go. Line them up. At the start of your character phase, if you have 6 or fewer hit points, gain a +1, -1 token, which change the value of cards. Great. Oh, man. Not feeling good about this. So I was going to try to do a flush, but no, not anymore. All right, let's see what my options are. Ooh, I got a queen. +1 or minus, or ±1 or 2 card value. I'm assuming an ace, like in most games, counts as a 13. Yeah, I didn't ask about this stuff. But could I do 4 of a kind? I think I could. Oh, I don't have any damage on me. I mean, it's still going to be good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to like be an instant death thing. But yeah, I think this works. If I put the queen out and then I do this to add +1 or minus, sorry, so I'm -2ing the ace down to king queen. Maybe. I'll ask these questions and clarify on the video once I'm actually editing this. And then this one, goes into my bank that they did not destroy. And then, yeah, I'm doing 4 of a kind. So 5 damage to all enemies boosted by nothing because I'm not hurt. Gosh darn it. Which, I mean, it's still great. The ghoul dies, so I get to flip another card into my bank and I get to recycle 3. Oh, and speaking of, let me ditch everything. The Wrangler has 1 life left. But at least I'm not getting double hammered by enemies. And the boss has 3 life left. That's definitely doable. Oh, right. I was supposed to get a card. There we go. Bank of 4. Although high likelihood, Aralim just throws all those cards away. All right. What have we got? Do we have a pair? I don't think we do. Yes. Okay. So you do nothing. 2 diamonds, 2 hearts. We do have 2 diamonds. Gosh darn it. Yep, so again, they shred all the cards. Shred, it's so much worse. Deal 2 damage to me. Oh, I forgot. I take 1 damage if I use a club or spade in my ability. Did I? Yeah, definitely. So I guess I'm at 3 damage now. Oh, wait, would that have activated before? Like, I'm not sure of the timing here. Would I have gained +1 damage from the damage she dealt to me? I'm going to assume no, because I would have killed the Wrangler, would have changed the turn in a drastic way, and I just don't want to deal with all that. But yeah, again, some things that need to be clarified in timing and abilities. I'll just ask the designer all this stuff. All right, got 3 cards. Seen a lot of spades. I could go for the flush, although I'm not that hurt. And I just need to kill the boss. So I would do 3 damage. A 3 straight. I do have 5, 6, and 3. Oh, yes. Okay, good. I was going to say I had a 4 in my bank, but okay, I can put a 4 in there and kill the boss. That seems like the way to go. And then the Wrangler will be close to dead when I go to the next gate. Now, I would recycle if I used diamonds, but I really want to save those for like an automatic second wind, I think. All right, I'm going to take damage if I deal... Okay. Now, it doesn't say 1 damage per club or spade used, because this is going to be like all clubs and spades. Although I could... Maybe I do go crazy with my diamonds, because I'll get to recycle a lot and not take damage from her. Yeah, that seems like it might be smart. All right, so I'm going to put this 4 here. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, if I could get a 2 or a 7, I could get a 5, a full straight and kill her. Although, again, I don't know if I want to yet. I don't think I do, because I want to be able to put her card on the new gate, which won't be in play yet. See, I'm going to use this one as my action to change a card to any suit. I'll bank the ace, and I'm going to make one of the straight cards a heart. Or no, a diamond, a diamond. Okay, I appear not to have any more diamonds, so we're just going to say that's a diamond. And then how much damage do I actually need to do? 3. So even a 3 straight would be enough. But I can just recycle more and not trash as many cards if I do more. So let's go a little bit ham and use all 4 of those as diamonds, which means these 3 get trashed. All right, so I get to recycle 4. And then I didn't use any clubs or spades, so she doesn't get to hit me. But I hit her for 4 damage, which levels me up and recycles 6 more. Which makes me feel a lot better recycling-wise, but not life-wise. And I level up again, this time my 2 other cards. So my options, Second Wind. I can deal 1 damage to all enemies and all characters before the rest of this ability activates. That's on the flush one, which only heals me usually, so that's actually great. Oh wait, and all characters. Well, I can take it if I'm healing, I guess. And then Sheriff's Retribution. If this ability defeats an enemy, that's the Full House or the 4 of a kind, characters take no damage during the next enemy phase. That's amazing. Okay, or my flush makes me heal other characters half the... Well, okay, I'm not taking this one because that's only for co-op, which is weird. In the other characters I've played, there are co-op specific abilities, but the ability usually has some other bonus. So it's weird that I would literally never take this card in solo. I think they should add a little something extra or alternate there. Or I can gain 4 spade tokens, which is actually super cool. But nope, I'm going for the one that makes sense in solo. All right, for the Gates of the Triumvirate to get to the last boss, it's going to be 2 minions, so I got to flip another one. And I got to get 3 face cards. Ugh. Not sure if aces count as face cards. I think in a lot of things they don't, so I'm going to say they don't. Who's our new friend? An Acolyte. When he dies, we shred 3. Okay, I can deal with that. Oh, where did I did a straight. That's right. Oh, we got some face cards there. So she wants a pair, of which there are none. Yes. And this guy wants a straight. We got 8, 9, Queen, King. No. So he deals 1 damage to each character, and he takes 1 damage. Well, isn't that fun? Oh, because look, his super one, if he gets a 4 straight, is going to deal damage equal to his remaining life. So every turn that he does his regular activation is pretty good for us. Well, he's not very threatening. The Wrangler is not the worst, but I'm just going to kill her because I can. Okay, good. I got a Jack, which will be one of the 3 face cards. I'm not even going to look at that. I really wanted to do the flush, but I only have 1 club. I have 2 hearts, so I could get a 3 flush, which would deal damage to both of them, finishing off the Wrangler. So yeah, that sounds good. So let's use this to tamper twice. That's where we change the cards in the offer and try to get some more hearts. Nope. Did I get anything else? I got a straight, didn't I? I could go 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Which would do 4 damage to somebody? I don't really care about that. What I wanted to get was hearts for having a flush. Did I get a better flush? I got spades. So I can have 3 spades or 3 hearts. It really doesn't matter. So whatever, I'll just discard these ones, and then I will add that as planned. Oh, nope. I was thinking I could add this to my hand, but I already used everything else. And then I'm going to do the most basic flush possible. Oh, it deals 1 damage to me. Forgot about that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to heal myself 1 and recycle 1. This seems like the worst turn ever. And I'm losing 4 cards. And I'm not going to kill the Wrangler because honestly, I don't think it's important to do that yet. This is looking bad. I see a pair. So it's not a Radiant or Infernal pair together. So she just gets to activate the weak ability of the top guy, which is Shred 2, and they take 1 damage. All right, so that was not too nasty. They just shredded 2 cards. And really, the deck's doing okay. Like, I feel like I can kill the boss before that happens. I'm more worried about my life. Okay, and then definitely not a straight. So this guy's taking a damage, and so am I. Now, we got a pair. Seems like it's probably going to be the best option. Oh, shoot. Didn't get a face card. I think I got to use the loot 3 then to just draw more cards and try to have another option. 1, 2, come friggin' on. Oh, this is bad, y'all. So I got to discard 3 of these. Okay, I could get 2 pairs, which would kill. I mean, these guys aren't that hard. And what are the chances I'm going to flip a face card for that? So yeah, I think I'd rather do a straight. So let's keep, I got to keep 2 of these. 7, 8, 9, 10. That seems like the way to go. So I'll keep these 2. Add that to the river, add this to there. And again, I'm thinking that an ace does not count as a face card, so I can't swap in the ace and do that, I think. Straight, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll do 4 damage to the Acolyte. So blast him out of existence. So I get a +1, -1 token. And these are going to be double-sided right now. They have a -1 token and a +1 token. So I'll just remember that I can switch it, which means I get, hold on, let's do this. So 7, 8, 9, 10. So these ones are gone. I feel like I've trashed a ton of face cards. I'm just never going to be able to open this gate. Okay, I did defeat an enemy, so I don't take any extra damage. I get to flip a card. Yes! Yes! This is the bonus for killing a minion. Boom! So next turn, I might be able to unlock that. We do have to add a new guy. Osprey. When this minion enters play, it deals 1 damage to each character below half hit points. Luckily, I am not. All right. So let's hope we get another face card. I'm a little bit worried that I got 2 face cards in the initial offer. All right, pairs. None. Great. 4 radiant cards. Absolutely. Oh gosh, deal 2 damage to the active character. Then shred 3 if they are above half hit points, which I am. No. Stop it, buddy. Although, again, shredding is not worrying me too much. All right, please give me a face card. Yes. Okay, so let's not even think about it. Get out of there. So I'll unlock the gate in a second, although whether I can kill anybody is anybody's guess. I could do second wind and heal with those diamonds. I wouldn't get to do it twice because I'm not hurt enough. Oh, I've got to change a suit to any suit. Oh, and then I got a diamond token. Yeah, so let's do a 5 diamond thing, and I guess we'll finally kill the Wrangler. Because we can choose any minion to gain its discard power. Cool, so let's, we'll add this to here. We'll put a diamond on, I don't know, the queen. We'll use the 9 to put where those diamonds go. A diamond on the jack. Keep some face cards alive, I guess. So these get trashed. And I am going to hurt myself. So I'm at 7, which means I have less than half hit points because I only have 6 hit points left. I'm going to say that I get to do it twice. I don't know. Maybe I'm cheating. So I'm going to get to heals 3 or 6. I mean, yeah, if this is not the way it is, then I'm cheating massively because this could keep me alive. And I'm going to recycle 6. Now, I may deal 1 damage to all enemies and all characters before the rest of this ability activates. Now, do I do that twice? Well, I'm only taking the damage once. I just wanted to defeat the Wrangler. So I'm going to get to flip a card into my bank because I don't need it on the gate anymore, and I can choose a minion to get their reward. You know, I'm actually going to pick that original Gatekeeper. Recycle 2 rating cards of my choice and heal 1. That sounds nice. And we'll recycle, the king. And, you know, if you're a smarter player of the game, you can try to, like, keep specific values and cards, like, in your not trashed area. I'm not that smart. All right, we're bringing out a new minion. The Keymaker, hanging out with the Gatekeeper and Ghostbusters I get. Whenever a character elutes or tampers, they take 1 damage, okay? But then the big thing, if we can kill this guy, we win. Abraham, Death's Dealer. At the start of each enemy phase, shred 3. Well, really glad I recycled a lot now. And then he shreds cards when he activates them too. Okay, so he's just a shredder. Cool. All right, let's see what we got. So, are there 3 or more hearts? No. Are there 2 or more radiant cards? Yes. Deal 1 damage to the active character, and I cannot use my bank this turn. That's mildly annoying. The Osprey. Are there 4 rating cards? No, so they deal 1 damage to me and shred 1. Okay, and then we do have a pair. Do we have a straight? 7, 8, no. So he deals 2 damage to me. Great. And then he shreds the card used to activate this ability. Doesn't replace them. Oh, God, no. That's not a nice guy. And again, if I was playing on a higher difficulty, I would have had like 2 minions at a level 3 boss potentially multiple times. Oh, geez, man. Oh, I guess I got a pair of 4s and a pair of 8s. Could I have picked? Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather keep the 8s because they at least straight with the 7. And I know I saw some 4s in the lost pile, whereas I think I just kept an 8 or saved an 8. Okay. Deal 2 damage to any enemy or heal any character 2. I think that's just going to be a boss, shot there. Ooh. I've got a straight to hit him with. Yes, I do. Because look, I'm going to add that. I've got my plus or minus 1. Let's make it into a +1 on that. 7, 8, 9, 10 jacks. I'm just using every card. I could bank this too. Oh, wait, I didn't. No, yeah. The guy said I couldn't use banked cards. He didn't say I couldn't use the pluses or minuses. So whatever, this can go away. I'm just going to say I bank it and then discard it, but then I'll use that for its action to do 2 damage to him. Absolutely. And we're doing a straight. So we are doing 4 damage on 2 different targets. Unless I defeat at least one enemy, I will take a damage. So I will hit Osprey instead of Keymaker, even though I feel like he's more annoying. So she is defeated. I get to recycle 3 and heal 1. That's nice. And if I'd used any diamonds, I would get to recycle. I did not. And then I'm also doing 4 damage to him. He's only got 4 life left. How do you like that, buddy? All right, and I flip up a new guy. It's a stag. When a character changes a suit, they take 1 damage. These guys just don't want me to modify things, but I don't have any ways to change suits right now, so that's fine. All right, let's see what we got this time. 3 or more hearts, no. But yes, we are definitely locked out of using our banked cards again. This guy, there was 1 or more spades. I was about to say didn't have anything. Deal 1 times the number of spades to the active character. Ouch. And then finally, we do have a pair. Do we have a straight? 5, 6, no. So he's going to trash both of those, deal 2 damage to me, and, sorry, I put them in the wrong pile. I'm shredding them. Now, I do get a plus or minus 1 token because I'm down to 6 life. But otherwise, this is not looking great. I can't use my banked cards. Got to hit the guy for 4. Seems unlikely. What have I got? Okay, I can deal 1 damage to him because I don't have to hit him for 3. So 2 pair would do that. I don't think that's possible, is it? I can use a plus or minus 1 to change the king into a queen or the queen into a king. That would get me 1 pair. Oh, plus 1 damage for each infernal set. No. Oh, wait, I think I can do it. Okay, here we go. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. Wait, yes? No, crud. I was thinking of this wrong. Oh, no, I can do it. Okay, I'm going to add this to the river. 5, 6. Why? Because then I can add or subtract 1 card value. Hey, that's a 6 too, and that's an infernal pair, baby. And then I'll use my plus or minus 1 to make the queen into a king, get me 2 pair, and this will go to my bank, whatever. I can't even use it. But yes, then I will do 2 pair. So I'm doing 3 damage and taking 1 damage. That's fine. And I deal plus 1 damage per face. Oh, wait. This is way better than I thought. I was trying to set up this complicated thing to get a pair of infernal cards because that's plus 1 damage, but I forgot I'm getting plus 1 for each face card. So actually I'm doing 3, 4, 5, 6. I had to work way less hard because that guy is defeated, which means that we win. Yay! I was pretty dang close to death, and there's a high chance that the designer is going to come back and tell me I cheated on some of those specific plays I made, and I was playing on the normal difficulty. I would have had more level 2 and level 3 gates and nastier bosses otherwise. But that was Drawing Dead. So what do I think of this one? I think it's a great time. I really think it's got some awesome card play with the combos of the cards in the river and the 3 cards in your hand. It actually reminds me a ton of the flip and right game Flip Towns, where you have 3 cards in a poker deck and like you're using one of them to build a poker hand and one or a combination of suit and value to activate a location on the board. Just like kind of this choice of 3 cards that could be used in multiple ways. I think that's really neat. Gives you a lot of tactical options. And the characters are quite different in terms of what they do with those hands you build. Like the last character I had, where is she? She has way less life, but she has crazy healing. And in fact, she has this one power that if she heals a ton, she can hurt the people as well as healing. And then even when she dies, she gets to hurt everybody. And then when she dies the second time, she doesn't actually die. She gets like 1 final chance at life. So the characters are varied. I think all 4 of them are fun. I've only played 3 of them, but they look cool from what I've seen. The enemies are also quite varied, although in the prototype, at least, they only sent me, I think, like 8 gates. But they say that's because these are the ones that have final art. So I think there will be more in the final version of the game for even more bosses and even more variety there. The difficulty modifier works very smoothly. Just having tougher gates means you'll have more minions, means you'll have tougher bosses. Boom, the game is easier or harder. And yeah, the game is exciting. It lets you find cool combos and cool plays to survive. Now, it's also pretty dang swingy. Let's talk about that for a second. The swingiest element is the flipping for the enemies, right? Because you get no mitigation of that. Like if a straight comes out, if 3 or more hearts come out, if any of those things come out, you're getting pinged with the nasty, often like devastating ability of the stronger version, and you can't do anything about it. Now, there are some things that I think makes this not as bad. Let me talk about them. So number 1, since the enemies are quite varied in what they're looking for to activate their abilities, even if you get one enemy that has a super strong ability, usually, unless you're really unlucky and like multiple of them are looking for straights or whatever, usually that will kind of exclude the other enemies from getting them. Like, look, the Stag wants 4 Infernal cards, but the Keymaker wants 3 or more Heart cards. There's literally no way for both of those to be resolved. So yes, there is a lot of swinginess in the cards being flipped, but usually you're not going to get pinged by multiple rough abilities. And, it's exciting when you don't get hit by anything, which can happen too. So that still might frustrate people who don't like luck, but I don't think it's too bad. The other thing that I think balances it out some is that usually if they get a great thing, it automatically means that you will also have access to a great thing. Like if there's a big straight in the in the river, that means I can activate my straight ability, right? So I think that it does tend to balance out some, but yes, sometimes the cards will flip in such a way, like you'll get the wrong minion, you'll get the wrong deal and get demolished. It's a pretty quick game, but that might frustrate some people. And, same thing for your things. If you don't get anything to activate, if you get the wrong cards, if you just needed a face card to get the gates opening and you just can't draw one, the game might last longer and you might have to destroy more things. So that's going to be based on your tolerance for luck. I don't think it's too bad in the game, but it is based on poker. So clearly there's a lot of luck and some people might not like that too much. On the more strategic side, like I said, I think there are ways to try to cull your deck so that certain things come up more often. Like you could try to cull certain suits, like use cards of some types and not use cards of others. I've never played at that level. It seems like it's a little bit too much extra thought. And usually I'm just trying to make the best hand I can turn to turn. But I could see somebody playing and trying to make the deck kind of work for them and get more consistent cool cards by keeping their face cards or keeping other things. Other complaints, not really complaints, but critiques. Like I noted in the video, there are some things where I think the rules could be clear, but everything's still in development, so that's fair. The co-op works well. You're just basically taking turns being the active character for the turn, and except for bosses and things that hit both of you, you're just kind of playing that way. I think it's a smooth co-op system. You don't really do much with each other, except for some abilities that can heal other characters that a few people have. So it's not it's not going to be a heavily interactive co-op game, but it does function. It's fine, but not necessarily the best way to play. But yeah, besides that, I think this game is awesome. Really tense, really fun. Definitely a cool new take on that whole cooperative solo poker theme that's going around. So you got a few days left if you're watching this right when it posts. Go check out the crowdfunding page, see what you think. And thanks for watching. Special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Pedro Lucas, Steve Wren, Miles, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.